Hi, everyone. So I hope you're having a great start to your day. Let's go ahead and I'll share my screen and we can go over the next couple modules here. All right, so here we go. Okay, we're going to go here. Okay, so these are the course modules for the week. But what I wanted to go over first was this extra credit module, which is right after week number 2. So this is an optional module. There's 2 different extra credit assignments you can do. You can get 30 points total if you do both. One is a blood donation and one is an article analysis. So the blood donation means that you either got donated blood during the winter or even a time before, or if you can't give blood, you can also write about why it's important to donate blood. Or if you know a family member or a friend who donated blood, you could actually use their donation as your extra credit. So that way it gives you some different options. The article is just if you find a news, well, not that many people read newspapers anymore, but a news article about some emergency situation, and you can read through it and find out the situation, what sorts of emergency procedures were used, or if they don't speak to that, then you can also add in what you think might have been used in the particular situation to help the individuals. Okay, so that's extra credit. Again, it's optional and it's not due until February 13th. So it's the day before our last day of class. They don't allow me to put the 14th as a date, unfortunately. So on the 13th by midnight. Okay, so this week, week 3. So we're going through chapters 9 through 6. So let's go ahead and look at the overview of that. All right, so chapter 6 is CPR. Very important. You'll go through adult, child, and infant CPR. So after the ready to respond questions for that chapter and the study questions, remember you're answering the ready to respond questions for the question and answer assignment for each module. Okay, don't answer the study questions. But in this case, in the chapter after the study questions, there's a lot of information about CPR and how to give CPR to an adult, child, and an infant. So it's helpful information. So take a look at that for sure. So after reading chapter 6, you can read through that, looking at heart-related issues here, okay? And then next, chapter 7 is about choking. So you'll go through how to help an adult, child, and infant in a choking situation or just airway obstructions. It'll talk about different breathing issues such as asthmatics and some other things too. Okay, and then the next chapter, chapter 8, is about bleeding, okay, or bleeding emergencies. And then chapter 9 is how to help those in shock and how to recognize, well, let's say this first, how to recognize shock and to help those in shock, okay? So those are the outcomes and the overview for this week. And then as we go through here, whoops, going a little too far, there we go, okay. So you'll read chapter 6 through 9, then you'll have an airway obstruction chart, just kind of tells you the steps to take when there's an issue. And then especially with doing CPR or doing with the choking scenario, once you do get the item dislodged in the choking scenario, obviously that person is able to breathe. If you cannot get the item dislodged in a choking scenario, the book will cover that as well, but you'll want to go ahead and lay the person down and begin CPR. And you'll be trying to dislodge whatever's in there. So it gives you different things relating to that. Okay, the discussions this week, cardiac emergencies, choking and bleeding and shock. So you'll go through that to make sure that you have your initial post up by Thursday at midnight, and then you'll respond to 2 classmates by Sunday. And when you respond to them, make sure that you give some detail to their response, like you agree with what you say and here's why, or you disagree and here's why. It's not a yes or no type of thing, okay? The videos here are for you to watch, okay, and give you some ideas about how to do your demonstration video, as well as give you some good information. And then your assignments, you're doing chapter 6 through 9, the question and answer assignments. Remember, it's the ready to respond questions for each chapter, and I have the page numbers listed once you click on there. And then the whole thing's worth 60 points. They're worth 15 points per chapter. Okay, so I apologize for when I was grading earlier and I put that as only worth 15. It's 15 per chapter. Okay, and then you'll do a video demonstration for CPR hand placement in adult children and infants. and then choking care for adults, children, and infants, and then direct pressure bandage video. So you'll do all those things. Do the best you can, again, with those things, with what you have around the house. I know it's difficult. We don't have everything. We don't have access to everything. I don't either. So just do the best you can. And then there's a quiz here for chapter 6 through 9. And then it's mostly fill in the blank, multiple choice, those types of things. So the computer should be able to grade those things right away for you. Extra credit points I'll go back in and give once I look at those extra credit questions. Okay, and there's just a brief recap as far as the week goes. All right, and again, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me through email or Remind. And then again, the office hour I have, and it's totally optional if you have a question on anything and would like to ask in person, it's Wednesday. Okay, hope you all have a great week and a great day, and we will talk soon. Take care.